Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This video is sort of different from the content that I'm used to posting, but I feel like it's important to experiment with the content I make for you guys, especially content from games that I'm really passionate about. At the time of recording, I have 5,538 hours on Apex Legends, and this game has been a huge part of my life the past 5, almost 6 years. However, with the release of Season 25 and the rapid decline of the player base, it poses the question, is Apex Legends even worth playing in Season 25? Arenas are back, there's a new legend, there's new balance changes and rank changes, but let's be honest, Apex Legends doesn't feel like Apex anymore. As I've said, I've spent a long time playing Apex Legends. I wanted to keep loving it, but the way it's being handled now, the game is on life support, and the people running it are the ones pulling the plug. So what's actually changed in Season 25? Arenas came back after being removed for 10 seasons. The game mode is virtually the same as when it was removed, a 3v3 mode where you have to buy weapons, abilities, and other items between rounds. We got a new recon legend named Sparrow with mobility and scanning built into his entire kit. He is super useful at scanning entire buildings from a distance and holding down an area with his ult. Rank got some improvements to where your hidden MMR score determines your starting placement after a rank split. They also are adding rank leaderboards later in the season that grant rewards based on rank match placement. On paper, all these things sound amazing. When you actually look at it, it's like they once again slapped a patch on a leaking ship and called it a new season. These aren't the game-saving changes that they want you to think they are. So let's start with Arenas. Look, I wanted to like Arenas when it first dropped. A fast-paced 3v3 mode with quick gunfights sounded perfect, but no one actually played it for more than a couple weeks. The queues got slow, the meta was left in a terrible state, and worse, Respawn basically abandoned it until they quietly killed it off. Now, in Season 25, it's back, but nothing's changed. No new map mechanics, no real incentives, and it still doesn't feel balanced. And yet people online are acting like this was some legendary comeback. Oh, I loved Arenas, I play 24/7. Really? Where were y'all when lobbies were filled with quitters, 3-stack preds, and 3rd round devotion spam? The thing that gets me, that back in Season 9 when Arenas first came out, Respawn marketed the season as going beyond Battle Royale. Now this got a large majority of the player base excited for the future of the game, but sitting in Season 25, what happened to going beyond Battle Royale? We barely see a new game mode or variations of the game that are truly fun or can be classified as going beyond Battle Royale. It's just sad because Respawn was way ahead of the competition in this regard. I mean, look at Fortnite. They just recently went beyond Battle Royale, adding different game modes that were incorporated into the base game, and look at how successful that has been. In my opinion, bringing back Arenas is a nostalgia bait move, but it doesn't fix what killed Arenas the first time. Then we got Sparrow, and yeah, he looks cool, his kit's fine, but releasing him as broken as he is really interesting to me. I 100% get releasing a character slightly broken. I mean, look at poor Rampart. When she first came out in Season 6, she was probably the worst legend to ever step foot into the game. It took almost 10 seasons for her to finally become relevant to the game and meta. However, making Sparrow a must pick for your squad is not the way to do this. Look at Marvel Rivals. They are constantly releasing characters like Emma Frost and Invisible Woman, and they need little to no balance adjustments, and that just shows how much better the devs are on Marvel Rivals at balancing and making kits to fit their game than Apex. What hurts more is that the devs who actually helped make Sparrow, a bunch of them got laid off before the season even started. I mean, how sad is it to devote a large amount of time creating and writing a lore-filled story for a character just for you to be let go when they are about to come to life? In my opinion, it is so disrespectful to them and their creative minds. However, that's not on Respawn. That's on EA, a publisher that's proven time and time again that they care more about quarterly profit than quality gameplay. Let's talk about what actually is killing Apex: mismanagement and corporate greed. EA treats Apex like a cash machine. They laid off hundreds of people, some of them core to Apex's identity, while pushing out more $40 bundles, $160 heirloom recolors, and $400 milestone events. Meanwhile, Ranked is still a mess. Every season we hear we're reworking Ranked, but guess what? Nothing changes. Smurfs, god-awful matchmaking, no incentive or support for the casual experience. I mean, just think about how many patch notes say that they are changing Ranked this season, and yet it's still absolutely terrible with all the same issues. Casual players are punished constantly, and the devs look only to the pros for changes or for what they want implemented, which leads me to the final straw that made me move away from Apex. So I officially quit Apex when Marvel Rivals came out back in December. Why? Because it was actually fun, because the devs actually talked to the community. There's transparency, there's regular updates, there's community events. Not everything was a cash grab. That's what we all wanted Apex to feel like. And at the time, Apex was in one of its most miserable states. Remember Rift Relics, that awful pub mechanic that forced you to grab relic weapons or fall behind in power levels and ultimately die? Yeah, it made public matches 100% unplayable unless you were 3-stacking or sweating like it was a tournament. And why they never made Rift Relics in LTM, I will never understand. Apex stopped being casual friendly, and that's why I ultimately had to step away. Apex could have been the best battle royale on the market. It still has the best movement in the genre, unique and lore-driven characters, and fantastic gunplay. But instead of building on that, EA milked it dry. They chose bundles over balance, store refreshes and updates over server fixes, and now the player base is a ghost town outside of peak hours. So, is Apex worth coming back to this season? Honestly, if you're new or haven't played in a while, probably not. The spark that made this game special is buried under years and years of bad decisions. If you're like me and you got thousands of hours in the game already, sure, jump in, relive some of the memories, but don't expect it to feel like Season 7 Apex again. Until EA changes their priorities, this game will keep limping forward on nostalgia and the few sweats that are left. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I might start posting some more different content like this in the future, so stay on the lookout for that. Feel free to start a conversation in the comments, and I will see you all in the next one.